The perfect officer. Detective Laura Grant was everything the department wanted in an officer: disciplined, brilliant, and incorruptible. At 34, she had already closed more than 60 major cases in the Chicago Police Department. Her instincts were razor-sharp, her reports spotless. She never raised her voice, never missed a deadline, and never backed down from danger. But even perfection hides its cracks. Her colleagues noticed that for months, Laura had become quiet, arriving earlier than usual, leaving late, and avoiding lunch breaks. Some said she was haunted by a case, the one that made her famous, the Carson Kidnapping. 3 years earlier, she had rescued 9-year-old Lily Carson after tracking a dangerous human trafficking ring. The leader, Martin Cole, was arrested and sentenced to life. But during the trial, Cole had looked at Laura and said one thing that stayed with her. "You think this ends with me, detective? You've just made enemies you can't even see." No one took it seriously then, but maybe Laura did. Part 2. The Disappearance. On March 19, 2022, Detective Grant failed to report for duty. At first, her partner, Detective Sam Herrera, thought she was sick. She'd been working nonstop. But by noon, when her phone went straight to voicemail and her car wasn't at her apartment, he knew something was wrong. The department launched a search. They found her car parked near Lake Michigan, engine off, doors locked. Her badge and service weapon were inside the glove compartment, unusual for a cop who never went anywhere unarmed. Her phone was missing. Surveillance footage showed her leaving her apartment at 4:12 a.m., wearing jeans, a gray jacket, and a baseball cap. She appeared calm, even smiled at someone standing just outside the camera's frame. Then she disappeared into the dark. Days turned into weeks. The media called it the Vanishing detective case. Everyone wanted answers. The police formed a task force, but every lead died fast. Until a curious discovery changed everything. Inside her apartment, Sam found a locked drawer hidden behind a false panel in her closet. Inside it, a burner phone, a notebook full of coded notes, and a small flash drive labeled CC. When the tech team decrypted it, they found encrypted files containing photos of police officers, including 2 captains, a judge, and even the district attorney, meeting with known members of the Cole Syndicate, the same trafficking network Laura had helped expose years earlier. Laura wasn't missing, it seemed. She was investigating from the shadows. Part 4. The Double Cross. Sam realized Laura had stumbled into a massive corruption ring, one that reached high into law enforcement itself. She had been secretly gathering evidence for months. But if she had found proof, someone must have found out. 3 days later, an anonymous email arrived at the police department's inbox. It contained a video clip, timestamped 2 days after Laura vanished. The video showed Laura tied to a chair in a dimly lit warehouse. A man's voice, calm, smooth, spoke behind the camera. "You should have left it alone, detective. You think you can fight power? Power doesn't die, it hides." Then the screen went black. The video metadata led investigators to an abandoned shipping dock on the city's south side. When they arrived, they found traces of blood, duct tape, and a bullet lodged in the concrete. DNA confirmed the blood was Laura's, but there was no body. Part 5. The Setup. Weeks later, things took a darker turn. Detective Sam Herrera was suspended for withholding evidence he claimed he never even saw. Anonymous tips linked his name to the same gang Laura was investigating. It was clear someone was planting evidence to make him look guilty, but Sam refused to give up. On his own, he tracked down an informant named Rico Alvarez, a small-time criminal with big connections. Rico admitted that Laura had uncovered a human trafficking network being protected by powerful city officials. They wanted to silence her. But before they could, she had sent Rico a message, one final clue. Rico led Sam to a storage unit registered under a fake name. Inside, Sam found a laptop, several hard drives, and a sealed envelope with his own name written in Laura's handwriting. The letter inside read, "Sam, if you're reading this, I've probably been compromised. Don't trust anyone in the department, not even the chief. The files in this locker are enough to expose them all. Protect them. Whatever happens to me, make sure this story is told. Laura." Part 6. The truth comes out. Sam went public. He sent the files to an independent journalist, Maya Thompson, who had been reporting on government corruption for years. Within days, the evidence was everywhere: leaked documents, photos, and transaction records exposing a deep web of corruption connecting city officials to organized crime and trafficking. The backlash was explosive. 3 officers were arrested, 2 officials resigned, and 1, the police chief himself, fled the country before he could be charged. But Laura Grant was still missing. Part 7. The final twist. 6 months later, in a small coastal town in Maine, a fisherman found a rusted bracelet tangled in his net. It bore an engraving, LG, be brave. The Coast Guard traced it back to Laura Grant. A week after that, surveillance footage from a gas station captured a woman who looked just like her, shorter hair, a faded scar on her cheek, buying supplies and paying in cash. She looked straight at the camera before walking away. When reporters showed the clip to Sam, he smiled faintly. "That's her," he said. "She's alive. She's just not coming back." Epilogue. To this day, Detective Laura Grant is officially listed as missing, but her files dismantled one of the largest criminal networks in the city's history. Some say she's living under a new name, far away from the noise and corruption she fought so hard to expose. Others believe she's still out there, quietly gathering evidence against the next monster in line. Either way, justice didn't vanish, it just went undercover. Smiling face with smiling eyes, grinning face with sweat. TXRX.com. Please subscribe for more.